Bart declares war on the school bully.
Commence saturation bombing!
The Simpsons.
Tonight at 11 on Fox Philadelphia.
From the crossroads of America, New York's Grand Central Station, I'm Catherine Pryor.
And I'm John Scott. We'll see you back here next Thursday for more of the people and the stories of Fox Files.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
If you would like to do something to stop this kind of patient abuse, let us know. On the web at foxfiles.foxnews.com or by mail at Fox Files, 1211 Avenue of the Americas, New York, New York, 10036. We'll pass your comments on. If you would like a videotape or transcript of this program, please call the Federal Document Clearinghouse at 1-888-44-FOX-88 or order through our website at foxfiles.foxnews.com.
I'm Jill Chernikoff. Coming up, a jury convicts a local priest of trading child pornography online.
I'm Rich Noonan. The women were undressed and it was all caught on tape. Tonight, an attorney is under arrest charged with rolling the secret cameras.
Could the first family's vacation have been cut short by a shouting match between the president and First Lady?
I'm Gerald Colpat, and if you're waiting for the next Star Wars movie to see robots, you don't have to. They're here today, and kids are building them. The Fox 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Guilty as charged.
That's first on Fox tonight. A jury convicts a priest of using his computer to look at child pornography. The Reverend Robert Orr of Wyncote claimed he didn't know enough about computers to commit the crime, then tried to pin it on someone else. Jurors didn't buy it. We have two reports, beginning with Jesse Gary.
Reverend Robert Orr appeared numb after his conviction.
Do you think you got justice in there, Reverend?
I can't say anything, thanks.
In 3+ hours, a jury of 8 men and 4 women convicted Orr of possessing and disseminating child pornography.
I'm thrilled that he was convicted.
An Episcopal priest at All Hallows Church in Wyncote, Orr was charged for downloading child porn last year. Orr blamed parishioner John Ralston for the pornography, saying it was part of a plot to smear him. But Ralston denied that charge and claimed priest-penitent privilege on the stand. He wouldn't answer certain defense questions about the pornography.
Much of the defense was hampered in that respect. Virtually, there was a humongous hole in the defense.
In closing arguments, Assistant DA Mary Fittipaldi attacked the defense, telling jurors the case came down to common sense. Orr's password was used, the illegal material was downloaded on his computer, and he admitted being logged on when some of the smut traveled down the World Wide Web.
It is especially a vindication for someone that had absolutely nothing to do with placing that child pornography on that computer, and that is John Ralston.
Some of All Hallows parishioners, originally supportive of Orr, are pleased with the verdict.
He's finally getting caught in his own web, and that just feels really good.
I think the healing will go on for a while, but we've been on the way to healing all along.
Reverend Orr's attorney plans to appeal.
Orr's sentencing is scheduled within the next 60 days. He faces up to 10 years in prison. At the Montgomery County Courthouse in Norristown, I'm Jesse Gary, Fox News.
Those people whom Reverend Orr tried to blame for his crimes spoke out after today's guilty verdict. Joyce Evans joins us now from Cheltenham with reaction.
Well, Jill, parishioner John Ralston, the prosecution's star witness, bore the brunt of the defense's claim. Today, he said he just couldn't bear to go to court to hear the verdict.
No, because, this was my priest, and, he was my friend.
Instead, John Ralston spent the day at home, praying.
I hold Bob in my prayers since that time, and I still do, and I always will.
Ralston admits he was devastated to hear Reverend Orr, his priest and friend, blaming him for the kiddie porn he and Parish Secretary Kate Johnson discovered on Orr's church office computer last May. Ralston says he did what he had to do.
The pain that you would suffer for not stepping up to the plate and doing that is far greater than to be quiet.
To put myself at that risk was nothing compared to
to sending a message that people can't get away with this kind of thing.
A drained Kate Johnson returned to the parish office today for the first time since the trial began. Her cat, Archbishop, was happy to see her. She works directly below Orr's old office. While Johnson feels vindicated, she and Ralston say their lives are forever changed.
When I saw those pictures, and I know this sounds really trite, but the truth is, I thought of children that they have no voice. They're there, they're being passed around by men with no conscience.
The pictures will always be with me. Because when I see those, I think of my own grandchildren.
This has been a no-win situation for anyone. Robert's career is over, and Kate Johnson and John Ralston have had a horrendous wrong done to them.
Yes, this is John Ralston. Good morning, it's Thursday.
Ralston left a voice message on the church phone at 5:13 this morning, hours before the verdict. He became emotional when we asked him what it was all about.
I thought it would be appropriate to put a white rose in memorial to those young souls.
And that white rose will be placed at the altar at All Hallows first thing in the morning. Parishioners say they are a stronger congregation now, and they are just ready to put all of this behind them, and that they will move on. That's it from Cheltenham. I'm Joyce Evans reporting live. We'll go back to you.
All right, Joyce, thanks. A Lansdowne attorney is being called a video peeping Tom tonight. He's charged with videotaping unsuspecting and unclothed women. Dave Schratweiser reports 4 women who shared or visited the lawyer's 2 homes ended up on secretly recorded tapes.
Michael Lease was stone-faced and silent as he turned himself in to face peeping Tom charges. The 28-year-old lawyer is accused of videotaping unsuspecting women in various stages of undress at his home in Lansdowne and at another location near Harrisburg. At least 4 women have been identified from videotapes seized at Lease's home. Court documents say Lease admitted making the tapes.
These are images of the women, nude or partially nude, in areas, once again, where they had a complete expectation that they were in a private area.
Suffice it to say that there are 2 sides to every story, and his side is going to come out during the proceedings that'll follow.
One of the alleged victims in this case is an assistant prosecutor in the Delaware County District Attorney's Office. The defendant allegedly videotaped her while she was partially nude in a bathroom here at his home in Lansdowne. The assistant prosecutor shared the home with Lease, his girlfriend, and several other single women. Lisa Meddock knows Lease and is a friend of the assistant prosecutor.
Kathleen was disgusted when she found the tape, and, you know, she was determined to take action against it, which is great, so she was disgusted.
Lease is one of the first defendants charged under the state's new invasion of privacy law designed to crack down on peeping Toms using video cameras.
The thing we want to do here is protect the rights of the women who feel violated by the whole process. They do feel victimized.
We're going to vigorously pursue all of his defenses to this case. This case presents some interesting issues. We're looking forward to litigating them.
The state attorney general may end up handling this case to avoid any possible conflict. Investigators are still viewing tapes to identify other potential victims. Lease is free on bail. In Upper Darby, Dave Schratweiser, Fox News.
Dozens of Montgomery County firefighters have been battling a 3-alarm fire at the Hatfield Quality Meats in Hatfield. That blaze broke out just after 8 o'clock tonight at the plant on Funk Road.
You can see here the live picture from Sky Fox. A lot of emergency personnel on the scene, but no smoke billowing out from Hatfield. The fire is under control. It may have started in an ammonia compressor room of the meat plant. So far, no injuries have been reported. Sky Fox is over the scene. We'll stay there for a while to make sure that nothing happens. But right now, it looks like the fire at Hatfield Meats is out.
All right, Rich. Help is on the way, meantime, to make Atlantic City streets safer. At a ceremony today at the Shore Park Community Center, the Atlantic City Police Department received a huge grant. They were given $600,000 in federal money. The purpose of that cash is to help provide more police coverage on the streets. neighborhood revitalization to help fix up the areas, and a safe haven program.
Pennsylvania Governor Tom Ridge spent part of his day in Chester pushing a school super voucher program. The governor says it's time to fix broken schools in the state, among them districts in Chester and Philadelphia. Greg Coy joins us now from Christopher Columbus Elementary School in Chester with that story. Greg?
Yeah, it's called, the legislation is called the Academic Recovery Act. And along with the vouchers that you just mentioned, it also calls for a major educational overhaul at the local level if the troubled school district isn't making the grade.
Come on, let's go over your words.
Homework is a top priority in the Stanley household.
This is the one that needs the help right here.
Both Charles Jr. and his older sister Anika attend public elementary school in Chester.
And I like the teachers.
But her father is not satisfied. Charles Stanley says chronic classroom overcrowding cheats his youngsters of a valued education.
And if I could afford to send her to a private school or a charter school, I would, but right now I just can't.
Governor Tom Ridge is pushing legislation to help parents with youngsters attending school in troubled districts. He calls it the Academic Reform Act. It would emphasize more local control.
You set the needs, set the priorities, give you a chance to manage these schools on a school-by-school basis.
Failing schools would be placed on a watch list. It would allow local school boards to implement drastic reforms. Parents would be eligible for vouchers to transfer their children to either public, private, or parochial schools.
It's targeted to parents who today presently have their children in public school, and I might add, that is just an option.
Ridge wants discussion on the subject. The Philadelphia Teachers Federation promises opposition.
If we don't give teachers the resources, you can change governance, you can change structure, but the test scores won't go up.
For Charles Stanley, the issue is progress now, so his youngsters won't be shortchanged in class and later in life.
Their children are the ones that are suffering. They're the ones that are falling behind.
And Charles Stanley says without some help, his children may be among them. This bill is expected to be introduced before the General Assembly this year. It will be closely watched and closely preyed upon by special interest. In Chester, I'm Greg Coy, Fox News. Jill, back to you.
All right, Greg, thanks. Hundreds of Radnor Township students are without a ride to school. The school district's bus drivers walked off the job today as expected. The union drivers say they want more money and better medical benefits. The district says it's tried to meet the union's concerns, but so far has been unsuccessful. The drivers have been working without a contract for 19 months now. Well, the first step of that major reconstruction project on Route 202 is about to begin. The first phase consists of widening and rebuilding the northbound right shoulder from where 202 crosses over North Valley Road up to Old Eagle School Road to the overpass. State and local officials were on hand for the groundbreaking of the $250 million project today. It'll widen 5 miles of 202 to 6 lanes and fix 3 interchanges in Chester and Montgomery counties. Construction will begin Tuesday night at 9 o'clock.
Philadelphia police say a teenage drunk driver caused mayhem and death overnight. It happened just before midnight at Rising Sun and Chew in Philadelphia's Olney section. 43-year-old Kevin Blackwell of Oak Lane was killed when his minivan was slammed head-on by a carload of 7 young people. They were all hurt, 2 of them critically. Police say the driver of the car, 19-year-old Vatun Kamfume of Olney, was drunk. He faces a long list of charges. A Wrightstown, New Jersey man who says he was the target of a racist attack on the job filed a civil rights suit in federal court today. Dwayne Jackson says in November 2 co-workers at TNN Van Services in Morristown forced a noose around his neck and yelled, "Skin him." Attorneys for Jackson say he went through all the proper channels to straighten things out at work, but no luck. That's when he decided to sue.
Here, Dwayne has been pursuing this from day one, seeking justice. He started out calling the police department, letting his employer know, and trying to get remedies in that vein. And it was only after there was frustration in certain regards that there came criminal charges, and that now there came this civil suit.
No comment from the company tonight. Mr. Jackson is seeking more than $100,000 in damages. Well, it's time for first weather after a nice winter day.
Let's see now how we're going to wrap up the week. Rob Garino's in for Frank tonight. Hi.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have actually another cold day tomorrow. Wind continuing, folks. Certainly not feeling like we're heading towards spring, and we'll check out the numbers for today. This afternoon we reached 43 degrees, and we should be close to 50 now, so well below normal. Low this morning, 26. No rain or snow the last 24 hours. Getting up for your Friday morning, fair and cold wind chill. Yeah, 13 degrees. We'll start off at 26. Maybe some rain, maybe some snow for the weekend. I'll have the entire forecast coming up a little later on. Jill?
All right, Rob, thanks. Coming up next tonight, some Brits are giving Monica Lewinsky the royal treatment.
Per reports of a battle royal between the president and first lady are all the buzz in Washington tonight. We'll have a Fox News exclusive.
We'll profile a Temple basketball star who has quite a success story to tell.
And later, dogs that jump rope better than most people, and they do much more than that.
Now we'll take a look at the numbers from Wall Street after a record day.
Friday after Brimstone, an unimaginable discovery.
Mass murder. Bodies boiled down to skeletons.
Has been unearthed.
The bones look stripped and clean.
The past is dead and buried.
What'd you find?
There are more bodies up there. But not for long. Millennium.
It all starts Friday at 8 on Fox Philadelphia.
That's more like it. That's more like it. That's more like it. To celebrate the opening of our new store in Bensalem, starting Friday, all Kohl's stores are having a grand opening sale. Save on your favorite brands of khakis and denim. Save on women's dresses and coordinates, shoes for the family, housewares, and home furnishings. And get bonus buys through Monday. Kohl's grand opening sale starts Friday at 8 a.m. At Kohl's, we make it worth your while. That's more like it.
What is everybody laughing at?
Yeah, I got stressed.
Critics and audiences love Analyze This.
I'm no longer your doctor. Just because of this? Because of this little double homicide? Yes!
The New York Times, Rolling Stone, USA Today, People Magazine, and Newsday call it one funny movie.
All right, maybe I was going to whack it. I was real conflicted about it.
Analyze This.
You got a gift, my friend.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Dodge Neon is designed for fun in the fast lane. And now it's exceptionally easy to get up to speed during the Neon clearance. With your choice of either a $1,500 cash allowance or low 1.9 financing. Dodge Neon. All the fun without paying too big a price. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
It's the way we want to ride. It's exactly where we want to be. With a little sassy tip of his hat to Pop Art. John Hart's What Is On My Shoe? You decide. Kel's Jess. Ooh, ooh, I am hungry. Soak in the richness. Texture, the warm toes.
Introducing Dunkin' Donuts' new cinnamon buns. Rich, delicious, attention-getting. Now get a freshly baked cinnamon bun from Dunkin' Donuts at an introductory price of 99 cents.
Live from historic Old City, Philadelphia. You're watching the Fox 10 o'clock news.
The New York Post is calling it chillery. The newspaper picked up on a Fox exclusive about a family feud between Hillary Clinton and the president. Was it a bad back that kept the First Lady from going on the president's trip to Central America, or bad blood? Rita Cosby joins us now with the answer.
First daughter Chelsea was seen skiing. The president was seen book shopping. But the First Lady and the president were not seen together publicly during their recent Utah vacation, which was suddenly cut short a day early. Sources tell Fox News the reason it abruptly ended was because the first couple had a shouting match, which left Hillary Clinton storming out of the room, saying she wanted her bags. Fellow Democrats say they are not surprised the Clintons may be going through a difficult time.
If this marriage didn't have strains in it after the past year's activities, it wouldn't be a marriage.
A Clinton family friend tells Fox News that the first couple barely speak in private, that, quote, they have nothing to talk about anymore. The only thing they have in common is Chelsea. Marcia Berry, the First Lady spokesperson, told Fox News she would not comment on the state of the Clintons' marriage, but said the reason they left Utah early was because the First Lady aggravated an old back injury. The back trouble didn't prevent Mrs. Clinton from going only 2 days later for a 2-day trip to New York City for a busy schedule filled with political events. She was scheduled to be with the president on his current trip to Central America, but sources close to the First family say Mrs. Clinton felt she could not get separate hotel rooms on the foreign trip without it being obvious, and she therefore canceled. The source says Hillary said, quote, I don't want to be in the same room with him, let alone the same bed. The spokesperson for the First Lady said Mrs. Clinton was indeed looking forward to going to Central America, but canceled because her back, which she says slightly hurt before the New York City trip, bothered her much more after the political whirlwind. The spokesperson said she would not relay our questions to the Clintons about their personal relationship, saying it's not anyone else's business. In Washington, Rita Cosby, Fox News.
Meantime, Monica Lewinsky received a warm reception in England today at Oxford University. Students donned ties and tails to greet Lewinsky. They were carrying signs reading, "Oxford welcomes the Second Lady." Lewinsky is in Britain promoting her book about her affair, of course, with the president. There's been a mad rush to see Lewinsky, but certainly not to buy her book. Monica's story has already been discounted in many stores. More fallout now from the White House sex scandal. Today, Ken Starr's spokesman, Charles Backley, abruptly resigned. That after an internal review prompted Starr to order a full Justice Department investigation into press leaks.
Well, the Senate is warning Yasser Arafat against declaring a Palestinian state. Today, Senate lawmakers overwhelmingly approved a resolution calling on the Clinton administration to be stronger in its opposition against such a move. The measure says that such a state, with Jerusalem as its capital, would not be recognized by the United States. The House is expected to consider a similar resolution. A landmark visit to the Vatican might mean better relations between Christians and Muslims. Today, the Pope met with Iran's President Mohammad Khatami. They talked about ways to promote greater understanding between Islamics and Christians. Afterward, the Pope called it an important and promising day. Khatami's trip is the first state visit by an Iranian leader to a Western nation since 1979.
New Jersey State Senator John Lynch spoke out today against the nomination of Attorney General Peter Venero to the state Supreme Court. The Democratic senator says that he has some questions for Venero, including on the issue of racial profiling. Lynch also lashed out at the Whitman administration. He says its investigation into the racial profiling issue won't be over until after Venero's confirmation hearings, which are in May. The Whitman administration continues to support Venero's nomination.
Now our continuing coverage of the Philadelphia mayor's race. It's destination City Hall for lots of political hopefuls out there. Jacqueline Bolden reports on how the big race is heating up. She joins us now from the newsroom. Jacqueline?
Rich, there's so much talk these days about campaigns being about lots of money and lots of TV commercials, and in part they are. But in Roxborough tonight, there was evidence that the old get-to-know-you forum is still alive and well.
Please take note of who is here tonight, since they obviously think your vote is important.
More than 100 people came out on a cold winter night, gathering in the auditorium of Roxborough High for a candidates forum. It was sponsored by the Ridge Park Civic Association, a chance to meet the candidates, to shake their hands, maybe to ask a question.
I think it's good to have these kind of debates and forums, and it gives the people a chance to ask the candidates a question.
But there wasn't a lot of time for questions, for answers, for mingling even. Candidates were watching the clock and mindful of their next event.
Most of the time, I'm spending the entire evening at the event, but tonight there are 3 conflicts, and I'm going to miss one of them already.
Democrat Marty Weinberg wasn't going to attend tonight, but there was a lot of pressure on him not to miss another debate, so he made time. Now he's running late.
I'm supposed to be at another place a half hour from here at 8 o'clock, and now it's almost 10 of. And we have to call to make sure the people stay there until we get there.
Some of the candidates say too much is being made of people missing some events when there are so many demands on their time and only so much time to give.
Democratic and Republican politicians are leading an assault on...
For the record, the socialist candidate was invited and showed up for tonight's event. For the record, Democrat John Street was invited and did not show up. With more than 60 neighborhoods in Philadelphia and hundreds of civic groups throughout the city, you can imagine how many people want just a few minutes of a candidate's time. As one candidate told me, somebody's almost always unhappy about somebody not showing up. I'm Jacqueline Bolden, Jill and Rich. Back to you.
No question, Jacqueline. Thanks.
Well, this just into Fox News. It looked like a car accident, but apparently it's much more. A man is in critical condition tonight at Temple Hospital after being shot in the chest. Investigators found the man after he crashed his car into a pole.
This happened in the 4100 block of Broad Street near Hunting Park. That intersection was apparently shut down earlier tonight, but now it's open. Police are on the scene right now trying to sort this all out.
And coming up tonight, horror tales of date rape drugs are prompting national changes.
Local students get turned on by techno. Robots are all the rage at a huge competition.
And his ambition to play basketball turns into a lasting friendship with his coach. A profile of a Temple guard, Rashid Brokenborough, next.
Closed captioning is made possible by your Key States Jeep dealers, featuring the award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee, Cherokee Sport, and Wrangler.
Sit down, kid. To make it here at OmniPoint, remember this. With custom-tailored wireless, the customers get what they want. Now repeat after me. They can get any phone.
They can get any phone.
Get any minute plan.
Get any minute plan.
Get free features.
Get free features.
Very good. Here's a cracker.
Get an Ericsson Digital PCS phone for just $49.
If the doctors heal the patients, who heals the doctors? If the technician can see inside your heart, what's inside hers? It's something in all of us. The need to take care of people. What better motivation is there? Tenet Hospitals of Philadelphia. Life, it's what we do for a living.
Out with the old, in with the new. Toyota's National Spring Sales Event is on now. Here with great deals on Corolla, named AAA's top car under $15,000. Now only $179 a month leases that new Corolla, including many options. Or buy with up to $500 in extra value package savings. Don't miss your Toyota deal at Toyota's National Spring Sales Event. It's time for a change.
Tomorrow on Good Day, it's a free service that promises to cut your phone bill in half. Find out more and see why pink is this year's hot color. Tomorrow morning on Good Day.
Supercard shoppers save more. Get a free Cook's ham or a free Lancaster brand frozen turkey. Or $8 off any rib roast, ham, or turkey from Acme. It's so easy. Just spend $250 between February 21st and March 20th using your Supercard. Then enjoy a free Cook's ham or a free Lancaster brand frozen turkey or $8 off any rib roast, ham, or turkey just for shopping Acme. See circular for details.
Today I took diving lessons from the experts and found a buffet filled with all my favorite foods. Chocolate. I improved my swing and found a new rhythm. I caught a Broadway show, 200 miles at sea. Today, I danced on water.
As far from the everyday as a ship can take you. That's the Norwegian way. Norwegian Cruise Line.
The man many consider to be baseball's greatest player has been laid to rest. About 50 friends and relatives gathered in San Francisco today to say goodbye to Joe DiMaggio. The invitation-only funeral was held at the church where the Yankee Clipper received his first communion and married his first wife. DiMaggio's brother Dominic delivered the eulogy. Pallbearers included the baseball legend's estranged son, Joe Jr. DiMaggio died on Monday after battling lung cancer. He was 84. Well, each year the college basketball tournament known as March Madness produces a Cinderella story, a team that succeeds against all odds.
We have a Cinderella story of another kind and a player who will lead Temple in tomorrow's first-round game against Kent State. Bruce Gordon reports.
Nice pass. Brokenborough. And it goes.
Rashid Brokenborough is one of the stars of one of Philadelphia's most successful college basketball programs. A 3-year starter on a Temple club often ranked among the nation's best.
Time. Got it.
But Brokenborough's trip to the top began in a neighborhood nicknamed
The Bottom.
The Bottom.
Yeah, The Bottom. It's a rough neighborhood. It's rough growing up around there.
Philadelphia's Mantua section, where all too often poverty and drug abuse tear families apart. Rashid was raised by his grandmother and admits he was a handful.
9th and 10th grade, I never went to school. You know, I cut a lot of classes.
and shut the three down. You understand that?
But at University City High School, Broken Borough met longtime basketball coach Steve Kane, and a special relationship blossomed.
You saw this tremendous potential beyond basketball, and you just want to help him get to that next level.
Broken Borough became Kane's star player, leading U City to a public league basketball title in 1995. Kane became Broken Borough's shepherd out of the wilderness.
Besides him being my coach, he was a father figure to me. You know, somebody I can go and talk to about girls, about friends.
Stay on your feet!
Kane and his wife Judy, a U City guidance counselor, convinced Rashid that books, not basketball, would be his ticket to a better life, a life many in the bottom would never know.
I just said, I don't want to be like these people. You know, they don't want to go to school, get an education. All they want to do is stand on the corner, sell drugs.
NCAA eligibility rules kept Broken Borough off the court his freshman year at Temple, but he worked as hard with the books as he did with the ball. And will receive his degree in social administration in 4 years, faster than most students who don't play ball.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I had people that told me that I'd never get my degree. People were saying I'd never make it through the first semester in college.
He will always be independent, and he'll be able to live like a decent human being because he has that college degree.
Fast break, Broken Borough.
On the court, Broken Borough averaged 12 points a game, leading the Owls to a 21-10 record and earning him a possible shot at the NBA. Steve Kane was in the stands for every home game.
There's nothing like being there live, and there's nothing like being there after a game to see him, congratulate him, talk to him.
In May, Rashid Broken Borough will graduate from Temple. 1 month later, Steve Kane will retire from University City. Physically, geographically, the two may go their separate ways, but the bond between teacher and student, coach and player, father figure and son will surely remain.
No matter if I play basketball, get a 9 to 5, he always going to be around there for me.
We're friends for life.
For Rashid Broken Borough, it's a life that began at the bottom and rises to new heights each day. In North Philadelphia, Bruce Gordon, Fox News.
Ahead tonight in weather, we could see some snowflakes over the weekend. Rob will have the forecast.
Later, a performance that's really gone to the dogs. And what's rolling in sports, Don?
Well, the NCAA tournament, Rich, will have the Penn update, a big Sixers trade, and the Flyers. Wait a minute, where's the goal judge? How can the Flyers play the Avalanche with no goal judge? We need a goal judge. We'll try to find one before sports comes up next.
Friday after Brimstone, an unimaginable discovery.
Mass murder. Bodies boiled down to skeleton.
Has been unearthed.
The bones look stripped and clean.
The past is dead and buried.
What'd you find? There are more bodies up there.
But not for long. Millennium.
It all starts Friday at 8 on Fox Philadelphia.
You are go for a pizza delivery.
Everybody in the pizza business is looking for a way to deliver oven-fresh pizza. Domino's has a better idea. The Domino's Heatwave, the bag that works like a portable oven for the best tasting Domino's ever. Now get 2 medium pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $13.99. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
If you sing like an angel, but do it without love, you'll never rise above the crowd. If you chase after goals but forget your heart, you'll always be answering to someone else. If you follow the same path without trying another, you'll just be left, wondering. If you drive a sports car but do it without passion, you're not driving an Integra. From Acura.
We're known as Bill and Mill, or the other way around, Mill and Bill.
We love Walmart because they're friendly all over. You can't beat the service that Ann gives to us. You couldn't get anything quicker.
She's the very best there is in pharmacists.
Yes, there is no one better. And if somebody wants to give me an argument about that, send them over.
You feel you trust her.
Don't forget, the medicine that she gives to us has to keep us going. Life is a wonderful thing if you have your health.
This portion of the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Holyfield Lewis this Saturday. Call your cable operator today.
To fight in this arena, to enter this ring, to step into boxing history, You must be ready to fight for the most coveted title in sports. Heavyweight king of the world. WBA IBF king Evander Holyfield. WBC king Lennox Lewis. The unmitigated, unadulterated, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Holyfield versus Lewis. Live on pay-per-view.
Sports time with Don Tollefson. Good news and bad news about the Flyers.
Yeah, we found the goal judges, but unfortunately they lit the light more for the Colorado Avalanche, although Mark Recchi did score. Let's get right to it, Rich and Jill. Flyers, welcome back, Mark Recchi. He had an immediate impact, but the key was what would the other Flyers do? Unfortunately, the Avalanche did more. Flyers down 1-0. Eric Lindros, though, will tie it up with his 38th goal of the year. But then a couple of giveaways. One of them here leads to a Joe Sakic goal. That makes it 2-1 Avalanche. That is just a wide-open situation there. There, Valerie Zelapukin passes it, unfortunately, to Adam Deadmarsh. He plays for Colorado. That made it 3-1. But here comes Mark Recchi, the guy back from Montreal, back with the Flyers. He had scoring records here before. He makes it 3-2. But then Chris Drury with a goal here to make it 4-2. And the Avalanche go on to win 5-3. Not a good situation for the Flyers right now. At the First Union Center tomorrow, the Sixers return to action when the New Jersey Nets come to town, and Allen Iverson is expected to play. Unfortunately, Allen Iverson had an unexcused absence from practice today. Meanwhile, the Sixers trading with Milwaukee. Tim Thomas and Scott Williams going out there. Tyrone Hill and Gerald Honeycutt coming here. But Tim Thomas has been traded away by the Sixers. Moving to the NCAA's, only one of our local teams in action today, and that would be Penn taking on Florida. Unfortunately, under CBS regulations, we cannot show you a single highlight, but we can show you the score. Look at the halves. Penn scored 43 in the first half.